What's up, y'all? It's Jonathan Rollins here to update you on the latest from this father-son trip across the U.S. with me and my boy Bash.
Whew. Now we're back on the road again. We left the Grand Canyon, headed for Yellowstone, basically. It was too far to go straight, so I wanted to take a break somewhere, and I was looking around for stuff in Utah, and I saw Big Cottonwood Canyon. And this will be a 9-hour drive again, so here we go. Utah was beautiful as well. More of the American countryside that isn't talked enough about. I would describe it as if Arizona took a big glass of water, because it was like all of that desertish feel from Arizona, New Mexico, whatever, had more greenery to it and flourished a bit more. The campsite I was trying to go to, I thought it would be like some of the others I've been to, because I felt like I'm a pro now. You know what I mean? I'm a pro. But no, not a pro. Campsite was closed at 10 o'clock. Time had changed too. So I thought I was only 5 minutes late, but across the time zone, and now I was an hour and 5 minutes late. So now it's time to find somewhere to sleep. I didn't want to be far from the canyon so that we can go enjoy it in the morning. Pulled up a little spot that looked good. Not gonna lie, it was no light and I was pretty scared. Bash was already asleep in the back, so I was gonna have to set up the bed in the back, and that would have my back exposed to like the forest. And I could just imagine some bear coming out, just murdering me, and Bash like, no! And then the bear taking Bash into his family and raising him, and then Bash is just like an animal boy. All of those thoughts came in my head. I was like, maybe I'll just sleep in the driver's seat. But I got interrupted by a police officer. Came up, started shining a light in the vehicle. I was like, oh shoot. I rolled on the window and I was like, I can't park here, can I? And he's like, no, you can't. He said, you're too close to the canyon. He was a friendly cop, and he gave me some instructions, like where I could go that was a safe place to sleep. Thank you, officer. So I drove over to a park and ride that he told me to go to. There was light, no bears. I don't know if there were bears at the other one either, but we got some good rest and a view. Got a nice view there too. I woke up the next morning, talked to Bash about it. His ultimate goal in life is to see his cousin Zoe, who's in Maryland. Let's get to Yellowstone so we can get to Zoe, because I want to see Zoe. I was like, all right, man, you the man, let's go.
It's been a long ride, buddy. We're almost there. We've been riding like 7 hours, Bash. You've been great. You've been great. Being patient and sitting back here like that. Good job, buddy.
And driving in was so nice. It seemed like they wanted people to see it, but they wanted to preserve it as much as possible. You could tell they really cared about wildlife and the nature in general. The speed limits were kept lower with animals as the reason. And there were even multiple like pull-out areas, they called it, so that you can enjoy the sights without slowing up traffic too bad. And by now, Bash had come up front. He had his head leaning out the window. He was trying to check out the beautiful sights. I was like, yeah, man, this is it, man. This is Yellowstone that I've heard so much about when I was a kid. Man, I hope this is one of the memories he won't forget, like driving into Yellowstone. So hopefully it sticks with him. And then one guy flashed his lights at me. Then I saw this white fox going across the road. And I showed Bash, I was like, oh, look. And Bash was amazed at this white fox. And I was glad the guy flashed so I could be more aware. Bash saw some water. He loves the water. I was warning Bash before we got there, like, this water runs really fast. It's something we can't swim in, so don't jump in the water. And then I get down there, and I was so wrong. I look down, and I see this guy with his kids fishing. Somebody's like fishing. Another one's just dropping into the water. The water was really, really low, like up to not even up to my calves. So the Bash was like, see, we can get in the water. And then we got in the water, messed around a little bit, and this nice lady actually took a picture. She was like, you want me to take a picture of y'all? I was like, I would love that, ma'am. And she took our picture. It was nice. We headed to the most famous geyser in America that I heard about since I was a kid, called Old Faithful. I've seen pictures of it, heard stories of it, about geysers. There's water deep in the ground that has hot rocks around it, and then there's some pressure that builds up, and the steam shoots out, and water and steam shoots out of the ground. But I heard about Old Faithful. It's like the Old Faithful. So we went over to Old Faithful, and there was like a countdown there. Found out from a nice old couple that the next eruption is at 5:52. They had some seats lined up out there. It was like 10 after 5. So we went and got some ice cream, as you do. Got a nice seat right up front. And the Old Faithful teased us a little bit. Gave us a little, maybe this won't be a good eruption. And we're just like, oh man, you can hear the people, you can hear the disappointment. Then I'm rooting for Old Faithful like as if Old Faithful's bombing. Like little spurts came up. Some people say, well, that might have been it. You can hear the rumbles around, and I was like, oh, Old Faithful, come on, man. I perform in front of people as well. I know you could do this, man. You can recover. Just do that one thing that works, and then you'll win the crowd back. And then we're looking around at other guys. There's geysers everywhere. Looking around at other geysers, and those are just, and Old Faithful's like, so Bash is over there. He's like, let's go, man. Let's go to that one. Looking at a different geyser, like, let's go to that one. There's steam and water shooting out of the other one. And I was like, we can't make it over there, buddy. We gotta go to the car and we'll drive over there to be done. Let's give this one time. Almost ready to give up. 6:03. 11 minutes later, Old Faithful's like, gotcha. Boom! Just explosion of geyser like we all have heard about. Steam and all the wows. So then we went and got us a camp spot. We met some awesome people there. We were parking the van, and I was telling Bash, I was like, man, I haven't seen any other black people, man. We were diversifying this campsite. And he was like, yeah, I haven't seen any other black people. And then we're pulling in, boom, black dude. And Bash was like, no, Dad, there's a brother right there. Well, he didn't say brother. He said, there's a black guy right there. I was like, oh yeah, it is. Pulled in, said what's up to the brother. Dude's from Carroll City, Miami. What? What are the odds? He was like almost 10 years younger than me, so of course I didn't know him. He was there with his boo from France. So we got a nice little multicultural area over here. We got Swede, Miami dudes, French, just holding it down. They turned out to be some nice guys, helped us out a lot, because I don't know how to camp. Still. And this was real camping. This was like fend for yourself. You get a fire pit. I didn't know I had a fire, but I didn't know what to do with a fire pit. They had a bear box. And I was like, a bear, excuse me? And they're like, yeah, the bears might want the food. So you put your food in the bear box so the bear can't smell it. And they'll stay out of your campsite. And what? So we got a little scared of the bears. Then our new friends showed us some pictures they had taken of bears in trees. So now I'm looking up and like, what? We plan on sleeping on the tent on top of the van. If a bear falls out of that, it's right there with us, man. No, man. But they told us about this lake, so we wanted to find the lake, go for a little hike. Bumped into this guy, asked him for better directions. He started telling us, and he was talking to Bash. I'm like, dads don't remember, so I'm gonna tell you how to get there. It was so sweet. Next thing you know, his wife comes out. We end up sitting there for about an hour with this couple, talking about life and everything. And I feel like I made new friends, man. Shout out to Chris and Tina. Swapping stories with us, had roasted marshmallows with Bash. It was just so nice. And Bash was loving every second of it. And he actually said, I want to stay longer here. I was like, what about Zoe, huh? He wanted to stay longer in Yellowstone because of this moment with Chris and Tina. And I told him that's what it's all about. I also told him that it's a very American thing to be so open and friendly when you first meet somebody. So enjoy it while it's here, because it ain't like that in Sweden. We bid Chris and Tina farewell, swapped information, and headed down to the water to get some beautiful views and before it got dark. And then we hiked back. Maybe a fire was a good idea. We went down, got some firewood, and I was like, now what? I don't know how to make a fire, man. Looking over at my Carroll City brother, he's over here just cooking, just cooking it up warm. And he actually helped us. He had a light on his head, looking around. He said he's finding some kindling, of course, kindling. Packs it in our pit. Once we got the kindling, I started, and he said, listen, man, let me save your life. And he set a little pyramid of kindling under it, and then it all lit up so nicely. So thanks again. Shout out to Twan and Frank, who helped us out.
Lighting the fire. I needed some help. I'm too much of a city boy. I had needed help, but I got help. We made some friends out here.
I'm scared of bears.
And Bash is scared of bears.
Because we're in.
Apparently there's bears here.
Yeah, even bears in the trees.
In the trees. It's great.
And those pictures of the bears had Bash and Daddy afraid. We had our fire just going. We're in the back. Don't hurt us, bears. We brush our teeth. And then I wanted to use the bathroom, and Bash was not gonna let me leave his side. So we clung to each other, going to the bathroom, use the bathroom, and then we scurried back to the van, got inside, put our pajamas on, and I swear, I know it's my brain, but I heard from the woods, I swear. And I was just thinking, why Don't they have lights here?
Bash, why you scared of these bears, man? No bear's gonna do anything to
Are you
us.
filming?
Yes, I'm filming.
Who films their fears?
Everybody. Let people know the fears are real. The bears are not gonna try. They don't care about us. They care about food. You wanna be seen in your fear of bears? We're all scared of bears. They can hurt us, but they're not gonna hurt us. Okay?
Bears for you.
People are sleeping in tents on the ground. We're gonna be on top of the van. Okay?
Right,
This can't be too scary.
but I saw something moving in the black.
Of course, that's just your mind playing tricks on you. Okay? We're gonna be all right. Say good night to everybody. Are we gonna live to see tomorrow? Exactly.
So we woke up, got on the road, made a few stops to take some more pictures of this wonderful views and take in some of this. This waterfall came out of nowhere. The reason we wanted to get out of there fast is because we had no connection the whole time, and we never told Sandra or like my family that we had found a spot. We just told them that we were gonna look for a spot, a camping spot, and then lost connection when you get up there. It felt good to be off the grid, but I knew people were worried about us. They said if you leave in the morning like we did, you can see the bison are out grazing before it gets too hot. And they were out. There were hundreds of bison all over the place. Finally, like an hour outside the park, my phone just starts. I'm like, oh, there go the messages. Turns out everybody had been worried about us. Found out my mom had called the park. What am I, 7 years old? She called Yellowstone? What? Jeez. They're like, no, your 40-year-old son is okay, ma'am. Like, I think he'll be all right. But Yellowstone was amazing. I keep feeling like everything is a peak. Like, it doesn't get better than this, doesn't get better than this. And it's just like, there's a bunch of peaks, man. It's just a bunch of amazing stuff to see in this country, and I'm glad we're doing it on this trip. It made me wonder, like, what's next for us? I don't know, but I will keep you posted. So take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next leg of Bash and Daddy's road trip across the USA. Peace.